Welcome to the GLAC studio. This is Gomati Sivasankaran, and we are in class 2 of the Dhana Lakshmi, painting one of the 8 paintings of 8 different Lakshmi forms, or forms of abundance. Yes, and this Dhana Lakshmi, Dhana means wealth. Wow. It's an amazing picture that we are going to work on, and today we are in the class 2, and I'm totally excited about this. You know why? It's because this is a very important session where we actually execute what we planned in the lesson 1, class 1. Yes. But before we get on to this, I just want to remind you one thing. If you haven't done the wash or the, the layer 1 of this canvas, you must go back to the basics. That's another series of small little videos. I think it's about 2 hours of videos that you need to go through, so you are just prepared for this session and also sessions that are coming up, because I talk a lot about the canvas and also how to do the wash or the layer 1 of the canvas. And I also talk about materials, all different materials in great detail, references in great detail. So a lot of things that you might have missed are all available. Go back to that basic session so you are able to catch up with that and then get back to this one. Yes. So for this, I'm just going to quickly go over the things that I'm going to use here. It's a 40 by 50 centimeter canvas. It's ready with layer 1, and the prints, of course, that we have done the gridding on is as ready as well. But remember that you can also find these prints in the links available. And I have measuring equipments to do the grades, and I have I'm going to use 2 different colors, blue and it's the primary blue and a vermilion, to help you understand 2 different formats of grids that are going to happen in the same canvas. You don't necessarily need to have all these colors. You just need one color. It's just for your understanding that on the camera that I'm trying to do this. In terms of the brushes, I have brushes 0 and 1. Soft synthetic brushes. I have the paints already ready here. Oil, linseed oil in my tin lid. That's a good old lid. And I have the palette, that is use and throw palette. I have some rulers kind of things. Oh, okay. Yes, I have some ruler kind of things here, and that one finds when it's handy things that could be used to draw lines. And what else? I think I'm ready. How about you? Let's get started there. So, the first thing that we have to do is to do the grids. And for the grids, before we measure, what exactly did we agree in class 1? Oh, that was a 3 by 3 centimeter grid that we drew on this paper. But then the logic was to extrapolate this, make it slightly bigger to match the size of this canvas. That was supposed to be a 10 by 10 centimeter grid that we need to create here. Let's go ahead and mark that out right away. So I'm going to use my 0 brush and the blue color, primary blue color, to start marking that. Okay, so when I start marking, what I notice here when I put my measuring equipment, you need to focus on my right hand here, that my right hand is pointing to number 40, and the number 40 is slightly away from the tip of this canvas. Okay, tip to tip. Why exactly is that an issue? It's not an issue, rather. This is a canvas. It's a cloth that is pulled, stretched on a wooden frame. So there is a bend that is happening. There's a 1/4 of a centimeter loss. It's not a loss. It's just folded on the sides, So keep that in mind when you're doing measurements. This is something I think we will, find it difficult to play around with, especially when we are working on large canvases and there are multiple measurements going on, These are really static grids that we are playing. I do also work on dynamic symmetry, and those things really, in terms of degree, matters when we have canvases that we are very careful with the measures. So here is the 10, 20 and 30 centimeter dots that I have made. I am going to pull lines across right away. The vertical lines are drawn. Let's do the horizontal. It's the same exercise, so you shouldn't be surprised to see that we are missing a quarter of a centimeter. So I'm going to adjust it accordingly. Drop in the 10 and 20 and 30 and 40. Okay, and by this time you must have understood that I am actually using the paints to draw the grids, and you might have this question, $1 million question or a simple question, that you could use a pencil to draw or a pen to draw, make things even simpler. Yes, of course, I do agree with you. But also remember that you need to have a light hand when you draw such things on a canvas. Lead itself is a color and it will mix with your oil paint, and you might or might not like the colors that you're creating. So just be aware of that. It's a kind of disturbance. Let's do everything oil. It's an oil painting, let's do everything on oil. That's a good idea, isn't it? So that's why I'm doing it like this. If you ask me, I do prefer drawing with a pencil, because with a pencil I think I do a better job at drawing than with the brush. I still am aware of that, but still I continue doing this because it's also giving me an opportunity to step out of the comfort zone and learn. And I make mistakes, I do learn from it as well. So I'm improvising every time. And I learn why exactly do I make some mistakes and so on. So now I'm going to name them as A, B, C, and D. Okay. This is 1, 2, this is row 1, 2, 3, 4, and row 5 here. We have marked. Let's do the marking of the other grid. What is the other grid? What was the other grid? The face of the little girl. Amazing. And it should be a 10 by 10 centimeter block, but it's a 2 by 2 centimeter small little grids. Uh-oh. Where should it come? It should come here, 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 here. Where? Right here. Let's see. Can we guess? Yes, of course. It's between B and C columns, and it's mostly in row 2. That's where we're going to place. Can we place her right here? Good idea. So let's start marking that, and I'm going to take another brush to do the marking. So I'm going to take vermilion and another brush, another color, so it's easier for you to see where exactly I am marking. And I'm going to take, I want it to be, so like I said, it's going to be in between. So the 10 centimeter is here, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, right here in between B and C. That is going to be the vertical grids. Let's do the horizontal grids. It's going to start slightly above the row 2, not exactly inside the row 2. So I'm going to just push it slightly above and say the 0 and the first 2 centimeters are here, and 4 and 6 and 8 and 10 are here. Wow. So I think we have managed to mark this. Let's quickly do the grids and give them names. These grids, any which ways, will go into the layers. And yes, even if you're doing it with lead, it will go into those layers. But the lead is another element altogether. Just be aware of that if you are doing with pencil. Do not do too dark lines. And then you are having to adjust things around a lot more. Especially when it comes to face, it's going to be delicate color ranges. Even though we are going to do many layers, you will see the point that the layers will appear, it's not going to be covering the layers totally. You're going to have some kind of translucence and show the layers through each other. So keep all that in mind and work with it. So I have the grids ready. I'm going to name them A, B, C, D, and E. And this is row 1, row 2, row 3, and 4, and 5. So this is easier for us to catch up when we talk in terms of grids. Let's get started with the baby girl, little girl. She's beautiful. She's got a beautiful eye. Let's get started with the eye. And I'm going to do something here because I just want another color. I have mixed a bit of blue with the vermilion. So I have a nice burnt umber kind of color ready here. I am doing it because I'm doing different colors here. Otherwise, it doesn't matter what color you're working on. And the easiest way that I would suggest is for ones who are learning to draw as well, start with the eye and you're wondering, oh, no, it's tedious. No, it's not necessarily tedious. You can make it simple. Let's think that it's a circle and then there is two curves going like a fish. Yeah. So let's do the circle. What is the circle? The circle is the pupil and the iris. Yeah. Where is that? And that's in row 3. And the lucky thing is that the iris is really spot on the grid, crossing, B3 and also D3 or C. Yeah, D to C to D. Somewhere there. Let's do that first. So R in row 3, good. And it's in B, and it's like this here. Beautiful. So she's got a really big eye. Nice one. And it's here, slightly over. And remember, it's what we have drawn could be looking like a full circle, but it will not be a full circle because it's an eye. So what happens is that there is the eyelashes and the upper eyelid that is falling down. So it's not all of it is visible. Remember that. So you can just start drawing lines across and build the upper curve. Did that happen? Yeah, let's do the upper curve here as well. Good. I can tell it's an Indian girl. I'm an Indian. Okay, this is the only painting where I am drawing of the 8 paintings where I'm drawing a girl from my own country. The other 7 paintings are going to be 7 different continents. If you haven't checked that out, you could also do that, challenge yourself and take all 8 courses. But it's okay, Try one here, let's see how that goes, and then go on to challenge yourself. It's your choice. By the way, the way I am recording is that I'm recording all 8. So I'm just enjoying all the paintings in the same manner. Okay, so where is the nose now? The nose is really spot on, sitting in C4. Do you agree? And for the nose, I don't try to do the drawing of the nose. I just focus on where the pores are. Can we just slightly show them to just mark that, spacing? So I find that it's here and slightly here. And then the curve of her nose. And her eyebrows. Where's the eyebrow? It's again the one, this eyebrow is on B3. And the other eyebrow is starting from the middle of C3 and it's actually going around to D3. Fair enough. We've got that, and then let's do the mouth or the lip lines. I don't do the teeth when I do the sketching yet. I just need the lip line so it'll look like she doesn't have a teeth. So the lip line is actually crossing the row 4 and coming down to row 5. Yeah, and I am kind of bringing it slightly down. So that's where the lip line is. Let's do the chin. Beautiful chin. That's in C5. Going through D5 and coming up also to B5. And then the cheek. Beautiful cheek. Lovely. I want to do the curve here of the, showing the so this cheek is also going across D. Yeah, the way I've done it, this is going across D and it's going above D. D4 through it goes, alongside here. So I can see that there. This is coming out to A, coming up. Let's do the forehead's line. Not too much of a detail. I'm just doing that. It's starting with. I'm just looking at where the hair is, blocking the forehead. And that line I'm just drawing, and it is in D2. Going through C2, and there is something also in C2, B2, coming down to A2 and A3. Fair enough. I think we have managed to a certain extent with this. Let's do the ear. The ear is starting here in A3. Parallel to the eyes, tip of the eye, and it comes down to A4, curving and touching B4. Let's do the other ear. Where is it? It's starting in E3. Up, E3, down, E4. Yes, fair enough. That's done. Let's do her, block her hair. It's all in, D1, C1, coming down to B1, A1 slightly, and coming down to the ears all the way to A3. So I'm just going to mark this. Nice. Done. We done? So let's do her neck. We start her neck here. She looks slightly different here. We will work on that as well. The neckline, and I will I'm not going to do the details yet, but I'm just trying certain things to give an idea of how the hair texture is. And then there is this, the rest of the hair that is falling. Yes, good. I think we managed fine here. I'm now checking because the lip can be adjusted a bit. I'm using my earbud here and wiping off some excess here. So I could adjust things. I think I need to adjust a little more of that. That's exactly why I have tissue papers and all this around. Sometimes, it helps to have a little bit of oil to take out the color. I just need to rub off a little bit here. It's kind of misleading. This is not necessarily going to be the session where everything is going to be perfect. But still, certain things you want to adjust that you could do and, make ready. Yes, I think this is where the shape shifts a little bit. Yes, good. Fair enough. I think this is kind of fair enough. Now I see her smile better. Yes, it's better. So I'm going to stop here with this section. Now we are done with this. Let's move on to the superstructure. Now, what do we have here? This is a superstructure of a woman. And do we have a woman here? No, it's a little girl. What are we going to do now? A line, exactly. So I'm going to just do a curve first on her neck, just to show that, there's a jewelry or something like that, and just make that curve for her jewelry spacing. That is making stuff slightly easier. If you look at the shoulder line, even though it's not covered in our space of what we had blocked, the shoulder line is coming really down like this nicely. And that's exactly the shoulder line of the baby girl. Little girl. So let's keep that. The body is fully grown woman, meaning there are breast and there is this hip curve and so on that is showing, which we shouldn't be doing here. So what we do, we'll just have not a straight line, but we'll have a slightly less curvy line in here. Does that make sense? A less curvy line. And then when we bring her out here, then there is the curve for her showing the leg that is folded is in row 4 of this picture. That makes sense. Does this overall structure make sense to the body? Let's not work on the hand yet. There is a lot going on in the hand. Let's not work on that yet. Let's do the superstructure right away without the hand, and then I will explain the hand part. So this is where the thighs are, and the fold of this fold of her leg is, and I'm going to right away put the flower, the lotus flower where she's seated, so we kind of cover the leg space, not giving out too much here. So we try to do that. And then the lotus flower I want to finish off because there is supposed to be a plate also here. Moving this slightly above. I'm not drawing too much, I'm just drawing the superstructure. And then there's this plate. And the plate is just covered with wealth. Heap of wealth. Amazing. So we managed that. Now we have to focus on the hand. Let's see why we have to focus on the hand so much. There are 4 hands. And why 4 hands for a woman or a god? Well, it's all metaphors for action. And she is actively, what is she doing? She's actively flourishing us or giving us all the wealth. She's going to be giving us all the wealth just like that, like a lottery, like not necessarily. She gives us the way to find the wealth in a right way. Hopefully, she points us, motivates us in the directions that we could go, and the ethical things that we could do and be wealthy. And wealthy does not necessarily mean money. Wealth could be in so many forms. That's why we have 8 different forms of wealth represented. This is one of the paintings that you're doing. There are 7 other forms of wealth. It's just 1/8. So can you see symbolically she's suggesting, or she is pointing us towards the point that it's just 1/8. The wealth is 1/8 of that that we need, really. Now I'm going to focus on making that pot that's in her hand. Where exactly is it? It's most of it is in C4, and it's in also C3. The most of the section is in C4. I'm going to do that. The largest of the curve, and then it goes to C3. Remember, there is a circle that we need to do, and once we do the circle, we need to also do this angle. This angle showing that there is this pot. It's a pot, and it is, you cannot see the entire pot because it's really, she's clutching it in her arms like that. So I'm just drawing her arm around, building it and bringing it around, just like that. Yes. Okay, so we've got that. Arm coming around, and to the pot. Where exactly is there are so many circles in the pot. I'll just go for this circle. We'll draw the money later. Don't worry about it. We'll get that. So that's the hand. And now we are going to, that's the arm, sorry, that's the arm. And I'm going to show the hand here, and I have a lot of clutter going on here. I just want to clear that off. So I'm taking my tissues to wipe off the space, clean it up so I can focus on drawing the palm that is so giving. Yeah, there's the palm, there's this thumb, space for the thumb, and a giving space for the fork or the fingers. That is enough. Just spacing out. We're not doing details here. So it will look like the size is fine, and she is. We could make it slightly bigger here. The lotus. The flower is so big in this case. Yeah, we can work on that also. Doesn't matter. So we've got one of the hands. We have 3 more hands to work on. Let's do that quickly. This hand is blessing us. Oh wow, let's do the hand first. And remember, there is the distance between the body and the arm is slightly less here. You need to keep that in view, because yeah, that also gives a lot in terms of the curve. So it's slightly lesser. I just have to remove a little bit of clutter here again. Give the space enough for the hand. And work on the thumb. Spacing for the thumb, the curve, and then the base of the palm, and then the fingers that are blessing us nicely. We kind of fine. Yeah, done. So I think this spacing is good. This is good, and now comes the part where it goes down totally and curves around like this. And you cannot see much of it because it's curving around like this. So I think it is fair enough. It isn't the best of the shapes, but it is fair enough for us to work on. We have 2 more hands that are holding lotus flowers. Lotus flowers, why all this lotus flower thing going on for this goddess, And lotus is also symbolic to, so many things. It's not just like any other flower. It's a beautiful flower, and nothing against any other flower. All flowers have their own purpose, but lotus has its own symbol of purity and this divine presence of wisdom and so many things, and that's exactly why you commonly see these Asian goddess and demigods, goddesses, placed in this beautiful lotus, and then just doing the spacing for the second arm, or the 3rd and 4th arm to be exact. So I'm just doing that. And if you look at this, you're wondering, the 3rd arm is sitting in A, and the 4th arm is sitting in D3, A3 and D3, and you are drawing it in B and C. Well, look at the size of the body structure. Yes, we will have to adapt things. It might not be exact. So I'm just looking at the overall picture all the time. So I'm trying to remove this away from me and just looking at the overall picture. Is it okay? And so on, and keeping on adjusting things. Making the belt kind of. So now these 2 hands are going to be holding, so that the thumbs, they're holding lotus flowers. I'm just drawing those 3 fingers and this, and the other fingers just behind. And there you go, the flower. At least the spacing for the flower. Done. Can we do the other hand? Same way, we're going to do the thumb. Spacing for the 3 fingers and the fold of the palm. And this finger comes out like this, and there you go, we have the flower spaced out like this. Yes. Okay, I think we managed to do the drawing of what we wanted to do. So our execution phase is just done. Now we have to go on with layers and layers of paint. The next session will be on blocking, giving more color and kind of defining spaces even in detail. And when we do that, we will also look at any other mistakes that we want to fix or size adjustments. I feel the girl's body face still isn't matching 100%. It's fine, but something is missing. I think we will, when we grow with it, we will learn. So that was one. And what else? We have another sample. What was that? I like this idea of pots of gold flowing through. Let's do that. Where do we place it? Everywhere. Let's place that. I want one in A2. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh wow, 9. And then of course we need to give her a tiara or a crown. We haven't done that. Let's do that. Just going to give her a crown sort of a thing, and I'll give an impression of gold falling on her. So there will be a mouth of because there will not be enough space for another full what do you call pot here. So I'll just give a mouth of the pot, making things fall, and then let me have one pot here, another pot here. So I'm just making spaces for the pots. 1, 2. Yeah, I like this idea. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, then we have pots of gold just showering all the time. Yeah. Do you like this? One, and we have 1, 2, and then we'll do 3 and 4 here as well. Showering gold. Good. And something showers here as well. We'll do that later. Okay, so I think we managed to do whatever we wanted to do with this today. Let's summarize what we have done. We have actually executed our plan from the class 1, so we have managed to do the grades and also do the girl's face and use that as a basis for us to readjust or realign the body shape to that of a little girl, and do the body and also the hands. The hands are very important. Yes, the reason is the hands are defining action, and this action is action of giving so much to all. Yeah, in terms of wealth. So she's giving, and we also need to be giving to get something. It's not that we are getting something all the time, so not giving anything. So give more and you get more. It's actually practically possible. I've seen it. So that's what we have done, and we have managed to build in our superstructure and ready for the next class where we will have to do the blocking and starting to, more kind of crystallize our idea a little better. That's our plan for the next class, and I'm really happy that you took up this challenge to work with me. Hope you have enjoyed it so much as I did as well. Until we meet next time, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, stay motivated. Let's do a great job and see this amazing painting to a success. Bye bye.